artist. Today I want to talk to you about how you can introduce yourself as an artist in any sort of event. You know, you're going to find yourself at a party, you're going to find yourself at a networking event, or you might just be talking to someone, meeting somebody at the store, and you realize they're a really important person and you want them to know that you're an artist. So how can you tell them that you're an artist without sounding too salesy or pushy? And also, when you're at parties, you're really not supposed to ask people what they do, because when you're in a social setting, you don't want to talk about work. You want to talk about other things. So let's discuss. When you're at a networking event, it's totally okay for you to talk about work, right? So that's when you can say, hey, what do you do? Blah, blah, blah. And then you can introduce yourself as an artist. But when you introduce yourself as an artist, the way that I'm teaching you to do it is you can do this in any sort of setting. And the reason for it is because when you introduce yourself the way I tell you to, you are going to tell people why you make the work. What are you most interested in? You're undoubtedly not interested in something beyond it being just like a beautiful work of art. You are interested in something deep and something that drives you to make the work. So what is it? And that is how you introduce yourself. The first thing you tell people should be why you make the work. So you might want to say, and not I'm an artist who paints flowers. You might want to say, I'm really interested in how global warming is affecting flowers and how they grow, and I just have been doing all this research and blah, 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 blah. And oh, by the way, I'm an artist who works on this. And if you have a sort of quantifiable qualifier, something that is going to tell you why you're so cool, like let's say you have a show up right now at the Museum of Modern Art, you want to say, oh, and I have a show up at the Museum of Modern Art. So yeah, you want to introduce yourself in one very important way so people will remember you. And they're not going to remember that you're an artist just because you say you're an artist and maybe you have a cool haircut. They're going to remember you when you tell them what you're passionate about. And if they share that passion with you, they are more likely to enjoy your artwork and become your patron one way or the other. So when you introduce yourself as an artist, or if you really want to talk about being an artist with someone, tell them why you make the work, right? What is it that you're really interested in? And then tell them that you just happen to be an artist and that's how you explore this. And then you want to tell them that you have some sort of street cred. And so when you tell them about your street cred, you don't want to be too braggadocious. Is that a word? I think it's a word. So you don't want to be too braggy. You just want to tell them something like, oh, by the way, yeah, I do have a show up. I work with this really cool gallery here in New York City, and or in LA or whatever it is, or oh, I've had shows for years. I've shown all over like Europe and whatever. So having that street cred is really important, and because it's going to do much more than just having a business card that you give them that has a picture of your work on it. They will know why you make the work. It's going to be a conversation piece, not just for the two of you or whoever you're interacting with, but it's going to be an ongoing conversation piece between the person you're talking to and other people. They're gonna say, hey, you know what, I met this artist who's really exploring the impact of the of global warming on flower growth, things like that. So that's really what's super important. So anyway, hope that works for you. Let me know how you would introduce yourself. I'm happy to hear it. Tell me what you would say if you wanted to meet someone and tell them that you were an artist.